Environment Secretary Gina Lopez on Thursday says her department is banning prospective open pit mines. Lopez announces the new policy ahead of her confirmation hearing next week.
Banning open pit mining, not the existing ones because they're already there. No? I mean, we just have to find a way out of it, okay? But we're banning prospective open pit mines.
Asked whether the new policy required amendments to the Mining Act, Lopez says, quote, "I can do it as a matter of policy, IND and our secretary." She says show cause orders will be issued to concerned projects that already have mineral production sharing agreements. Lopez adds she's willing to face charges for her latest policy. Solicitor General Jose Calida on Thursday says the deal between Tagum Agricultural Development Corporation or Tadeco and the Bureau of Corrections is illegal and must be voided. This after Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez raised red flags over the decades-old joint venture agreement between Bucor and Tadeco. Calida, whose office is mandated to review government contracts, says that the deal violates the Constitution and Public Land Act, the same position taken by Alvarez. Bucor and Tadeco entered into a contract in 1969 that allowed the company to lease land in the Davao Penal Colony for a banana plantation. In 2003, the deal was extended to another 25 years, or until 2029. Tadeco is owned by the family of Davao del Norte Representative Antonio Floirendo Jr. Calida says the Constitution only allows a private corporation to lease government land for a total period of 50 years. He adds the Constitution only allows the lease of public domain not exceeding 1,000 hectares. Tadeco currently leases more than 5,000 hectares. Philippine human rights lawyers asked the Supreme Court to issue a new writ in a bid to prevent extrajudicial killings in police operations. The Center for International Law asks for a writ contra homo sacer that would institute mandatory investigative procedures in the aftermath of police operations. A writ is a new or revised set of rules issued by the court to fit the present context or situation. Homo sacer is a Latin term for an individual who may be killed by anybody at any time. Central Law says, quote, "Our proposal aims to prevent drug suspects or any other criminal suspects for that matter from being treated as homo sacer and from being subject to banishment to the realm of uncertain fate. The writ contra homo sacer will provide for new mandatory inquest proceedings whenever someone is killed from either legitimate police operations or vigilante-style killings. The writ would compel the police to immediately file full documentation and reports on the death, including documents of their own operations from planning to implementation." The Philippines will acquire one of the decommissioned Pohang-class corvettes of the South Korean Navy to boost the country's capability to patrol its waters. The Pohang-class corvettes are patrol gunboat ships. The Philippines will pay a token fee of $100 for the vessel, but it will have to shoulder the refurbishing of the decommissioned vessel. South Korea offered to donate the vessel to the Philippine Navy in 2014, and its arrival had been highly anticipated. China back then protested the offer. The United States vows Wednesday to step up sanctions to force North Korea to resume dialogue over its nuclear program. Top U.S. officials also say President Donald Trump aims to pursue diplomatic measures with allies and regional partners. In a joint statement, Defense Chief Jim Mattis, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, and National Intelligence Director Dan Coats say, quote, "We are engaging responsible members of the international community to increase pressure on North Korea in order to convince the regime to de-escalate and return to the path of dialogue." U.S. Pacific Command Chief Harry Harris adds, quote, "All options are on the table. We want to bring Kim Jong-un to his senses, not to his knees." During a White House luncheon with United Nations Security Council ambassadors Monday, a senior diplomat who asked not to be named says Trump was very clear that he will be the president who will deal with North Korea. He says, quote, "Ideally, we do this peacefully and politically, which means through China. But if that doesn't work, there's another plan, which is through the United States."